We are continuing our discussion of pronouns, so let's see where we are. So far we have talked about the personal pronoun I, you, he, she, it, and here we'll cover some of the other ones. The second kind of pronoun is the demonstrative pronoun. These are the ones that demonstrate which one you're talking about. And so those are these words here, this, that, these, and those. Okay, so this, that, singular words, these, those are the plural forms, right? And this, that just has to do with how close you are to the object. This is the forest primeval, or that is. These were the happy days, or those were the happy days. Nothing really difficult there. We just like to know the name, demonstrative pronoun. So let's go to the next one. The third one is the indefinite pronoun. Indefinite means that we really don't know who it is exactly when we say the pronoun. So it refers to persons or things generally rather than specifically. All right, generally somebody. Not John, not Bob, but somebody did something. Often the antecedents are understood but not stated. All right, so there's our word, antecedent, very important word. In personal pronouns, you always need to have a clear antecedent, but with indefinite pronouns, it is just understood, but we don't need to have one stated for us in a previous sentence. I know something, that's your indefinite pronoun. Somebody loves me. One must do his duty, and that is one referring to a person in general, just anybody, and we use the his because we have to make this a singular pronoun. And does it have to be male? No, it doesn't have to be male, but in history, in the old days, they used his to just talk about people in general because people just didn't consider women worth talking about, I guess. And I'm sure, nobody likes that idea now, but that's just how the language has been. So if you prefer, one must do her duty is perfectly acceptable. Someone suggested that one must do one's duty should be preferred. I would say that one must do one's duty is perfectly acceptable. I don't think it's preferred. It's not the traditional way of doing it, and you might do it once in the writing if it happens. Like if you're writing a short sentence, one must do one's duty, that sounds fine. But what if you have to write a whole paragraph with the one? You can't repeat that one 10 times in that paragraph, so it gets very awkward. So in a short sentence, that's fine. I don't do it myself. I would just rather go with a his or her. I'm not going to say it's wrong to do it. It's just not a good idea. Indefinite pronoun. Let's see. These are the most common, I guess, or possibly all of them. These are your indefinite pronouns. So take a look at the words. Kind of study the list here. Any one of these can be used as indefinite pronouns to refer to a certain person or a certain thing that we're not really sure about. Only thing you may not be familiar with, maybe like the word not. Not means zero. Okay, I think they use that word more in Canada. I've heard Canadians use it, possibly in other English-speaking countries, England, Australia, not sure. Another interesting word here is the ought, and I think American English speakers are not familiar with this word. I certainly am not. I haven't heard it very much. Probably. Yeah, like Canada or Australia or something. It means anything or all thing or something. It has that kind of meaning. And I think you should be familiar with all the other ones. Ones you might pay a special attention to. Words like all, any, let's see, most. These are kind of special. Maybe is there a some here? Okay, words like some. Like some of these pronouns are always singular. Like when you say each is singular. I see actually each listed twice here. And let's see, one, if you use one, that's always singular. Any one is singular. And some words are always plural, like both is always plural because you're talking about two whenever you say both. If you say many, that's countable things, many, so that's plural. But words like all, any, most, some, much, I guess not much. These words can be either singular or plural depending on what you're talking about. So all of the water, if you're talking about water, all of the water, then you would say all of the water is, because that is one amount. If you're talking about all of the water, half of the water, some of the water, a little bit of the water, is still one amount, so we always use singular. But if you talk about countable things like all of the cars, okay, then you would have to use the plural are. Some of the cars is still many cars. Few of the cars is still many cars, and so on. All right, we'll pause here. The book we're using is English Made Simple.